Well, Dean, I'm glad that you asked that question.
Actually, I'd like to jump in and take that one, Jimmy, if you don't mind.
I think we're done.
Have at it, Hoss.
If immunization in children is to be recommended as a public health policy, large-scale studies assessing important outcomes and directly comparing vaccine types are urgently required. The review showed that reliable evidence on influenza vaccines is thin, but there is widespread manipulation of the conclusions and spurious notoriety of the studies. The content and conclusions of this review should be interpreted in light of this finding. The finding is that the review includes trials funded by industry. Extensive evidence of reporting bias of safety outcomes was found in this review, but there's thin evidence for influenza effectiveness. The Mayo Clinic in 2009 reported, and the American Thoracic Society reported that there was a 300% increased risk in the rate of children admitted to the hospitals due to flu-related illnesses if they received the flu vaccine over children unvaccinated. The Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, this report found 30 instances in which the advisory statements did not apply current standards of scientific rigor and did not cite relative work. If they do not cite relative work, how can they give any justification for a medical procedure? Annual influenza vaccination affects the development of heterosubtopic immunity. What is that? When I contract a natural infection, I am boosted against future infection. That's a natural infection alone, not vaccination. This comes from the Journal of Vaccine, 2012. They noted that children who are vaccinated against the annual flu, they have correspondingly a reduction in their CD8 T cell responses against viruses. Animal studies are the only thing we can do to confirm and look at the effect that that will have on our children. They confirm that consequently vaccinated mice, because you cannot ethically purposely infect a child with influenza or any other virus, right? We can't do that. So we can't confirm what this is going to have. We have to look at population-based studies and animal-based studies. Consequently, vaccinated mice were no longer protected against lethal infection. The lack of protection correlated with reduced CD8 T cell responses. That's exactly what they observed in our children. Thus, during the next pandemic, especially children receiving the annual flu shot would be at higher risk of developing severe illness and fatal outcomes than those children who acquired a natural infection. Let's look at the facts. The facts. The CDC National Vital Statistics. 1999, 25 children under the age of 5 died from the flu. 2019. 2001, 13. 2002, 12. 2003, 90. 90. What happened in 2003? Can anybody tell me? Can you?
Yes.
What happened?
Just a minute, sir.
Okay.
You're on the mic.
They recommended the annual influenza.
Sorry.
They recommended the annual flu vaccination in 2003. Since then, 2013-14, 111 children. 2014-15 season, 148. 2015-16, 89 children. 2016-17, we've already reported 34. 2009-2010, 288 children. Why? Because the Canadian studies confirm that a reduction in heterosubtopic immunity means that children, that when we don't get the flu vaccine right, we are putting our children at greater risk of mortality from the very illness we wish to protect them from. Thank you.
What happened? I blacked out.
Well, that was interesting.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Leader, you're recognized on any comments you want to make before if you want your person to respond to any of the questions.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for the chance to respond. I look forward to seeing you all next week.
We have no response. That was perfect.
That's the way you do it. That's the way you debate.
Hey everybody, I'm the Wild Doc, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you hop on over to thewilddoc.com. Subscribe there for our newsletter and email campaign. Join in the conversation on Facebook, and let's transform the world by unleashing the power of natural healing.